I don't think anyone imagined this type of damage. I'll show you right here. Marietta Police Chief Rodney Hupp wrote and released this statement early this morning in response to what spread like wildfire online last night of a possible threat here at the festival this weekend. You can see it behind me. They're still trying to bring the flames under control. We actually have a driver right here. I can show you. This has been a common scene today. Several drivers coming up to the high waters. The assailants took off down Hillcrest Drive. Police say the suspects hid here at Ridgewood Court Apartments, where they made additional threats for ransom. It has happened again. A gunman opening fire in a crowded store, this time in El Paso, Texas. Currently, there is no smoking allowed inside Marietta College buildings, but you go outside, walk 20 feet, and you can smoke any products, including vaping and e-cigarettes. And organizers say they hope this is the first of many events that brings these school and community resources literally to the doorsteps of these families that need them. To quote a certain Taylor Swift, spelling is fun. And Tate and his teacher agree, it's even more than that. Now, city and school officials say that this project was a long time coming. They also say that it will be a long time score for the community.
This was a long time study of looking into different programs.
Warren School Superintendent Kyle Newton says the district didn't just rush into this decision to allow concealed carrying of firearms for selected faculty members.
Last spring when Parkland happened and some of the other incidences that have taken place, it was like, you know what, we need to seriously consider this as an option as one piece of our overall safety plan.
With both supporters and opponents of the idea, Newton says it's important for everyone to understand there are a number of requirements, both initial and ongoing, to become an armed staff member.
I think once people started learning about the training that would be involved, you know, it's not everyone's just carrying around, you know, a weapon, brandishing it on their belt buckle.
It's actually quite the contrary. Participation is voluntary and confidential. The person must have a concealed carry permit, must be approved by the district's safety committee, and training is ongoing.
Monthly, quarterly, and yearly training that goes on. You'll have to fire so many rounds per month. You'll have to meet with our safety officer and the other individuals that are armed as well.
And Newton admits, as someone with 20 years in education, a wife for a teacher, this is something new for them.
We're not armed individuals or, you know, we're here to teach kids.
But he understands while this might not be an option or necessary for big cities, it should be considered here and in rural communities.
I'm going to make sure that the policy that we put in place is the best possible for our students and that it's just one small piece of a much greater safety plan so that we can protect our students from anything that might happen to them.
It's going to help me a lot. It's changed my ways of thinking, actually.
10 men, all on probation for past offenses ranging from crimes of drugs to crimes of anger, were honored for completing a 2-month program called Thinking for a Change.
It teaches them how to pause before reacting and how to weigh out your choices with your consequences. So it just literally teaches them to think before they react.
Us being able to teach just like how to actively listen or how to apologize is very beneficial.
My worst feelings are I was very angry, I was anxious, and I was pissed.
Alfonso Johnson came into the class after struggling with anger issues and says it has really helped him to be more understanding and patient.
Is the risk worth the consequence? And 90% of the time, the consequence was not worth it. So, you know, the biggest tool I've learned literally has weighing the risk and thinking about other people's feelings. Sometimes I didn't think about other people's feelings. I was very selfish.
The students say they can be open to Abby and Shay. Their past struggles with the law make them perfect for teaching the class.
They've been through it themselves. I'm pretty sure Abby and Shay, they've shared their experience. I think they've been to prison, they've been to jail. So it hits home because they've been through it. They're walking testaments. Now I'm also thinking about others' feelings, you know what I mean?
Johnson says when he started the class, it was just to get out of jail, and he didn't really care about his fellow classmates. But now...
When I first started, I could care less about what these guys ate or drank, you know, but now I'll give these guys a shirt off my back. These are my brothers now, man.
My feelings were I was confused, I was mad.
Each person's willingness to share and adapt, something Johnson says shows people, even someone who broke the law, can change.
Violated or reoffended, some of us are first-time offenders, but we're not down, we're not out. Don't count us out. Just because there's classes like this that rebuild us, bring us back up, and rehabilitate us. And again, yeah, you can teach old dog new tricks, because look, we're walking testaments of it.
I hope that they learn that they're worth so much, that they can do anything that they put their mind to, and that it's possible to change and to be successful.
You better yourself every day with thinking for a change.
In Marietta, Michael Tatar, WTAP News.
You look tasty. Move the cow. And what fine jelly buttons you have.
Christy Lance, principal of Phillips Elementary in Marietta, says her teachers told her about the viral bedtime reading videos and said she'd be perfect for it.
I had never done a Facebook Live, but I decided I would give it a whirl.
Can you give me a yeehaw?
Now, every Tuesday, she reads a story using Facebook Live.
We are here for another Tucked In Tuesday.
And she does it in a fun and interactive way.
You say that phrase in your best opera voice. Here we go. Run, run as fast as you can.
She even uses props.
Please. No.
And the kids are loving it too.
I've watched every single one of them so far. It helps you read. It challenges your brain. Because she told us voices we had to do, and I love them. They were so fun.
Lance says using social media can be a positive tool for reaching kids.
I think although there's a lot of negative that happens on social media, as educators, it's our job to put a positive spin on everything that we do and open up a world for kids.
A world for kids that gives a whole new meaning to working after school.
I think that's something important, that students understand that even when we're not here at school, we're constantly thinking about them and caring for them and thinking of ways that we can help them be successful.
3, jump!
In Marietta, Michael Tatar,
Just like the gingerbread man.
WTAP News, this is home.